Kylian Mbappé, the journey of a football prodigy who redefined the game. In the heart of Bondy, a small suburb on the northeastern edge of Paris, a young boy was born who would go on to become one of the most electrifying talents football has ever seen. His name, Kylian Mbappé Lotin, would one day echo in every stadium across the world. From the streets of Bondy to lifting the FIFA World Cup trophy and becoming one of the most expensive footballers on earth, Mbappé's story is not just about talent, but about vision, hard work, and destiny. Kylian was born on December 20, 1998, to a sports-loving family. His father, Wilfried Mbappé, was a football coach of Cameroonian descent, while his mother, Faiza Lamari, was a professional handball player of Algerian origin. In a household where sports were a way of life, Kylian was destined to follow in his parents' footsteps. Even as a child, he had an extraordinary fascination for football. By the age of 6, he was already outpacing boys much older than him, showing an understanding of the game that was far beyond his years. His father began training him at AS Bondy, a local club, where Mbappé's talent immediately stood out. Coaches often said that the young boy didn't just play football, he read the game. His speed, agility, and ability to dribble past defenders made him a local sensation. Journalists and scouts started calling him a child genius. But Mbappé's family remained grounded, reminding him constantly that success would only come with discipline and humility. By the time he turned 13, Kylian's talent was already attracting interest from some of Europe's biggest clubs: Real Madrid, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester City, and Bayern Munich. In fact, in 2012, Real Madrid invited him to train with their youth team, and it was said that Zinedine Zidane himself met the young Frenchman. It was a dream come true for Mbappé, but his parents decided that he should continue his development in France, closer to home. They wanted him to mature not just as a footballer, but as a person. In 2013, Mbappé joined Clairefontaine, France's prestigious national football academy. The academy has produced legends like Thierry Henry and Nicolas Anelka, and now it was shaping the career of another future superstar. At Clairefontaine, Mbappé's growth was meteoric. His speed was breathtaking, his control razor-sharp, and his intelligence unmatched. Coaches described him as a blend of Henry's finishing and Cristiano Ronaldo's determination. At just 16 years old, in 2015, Mbappé made his professional debut for AS Monaco, becoming the youngest player ever to play for the club. Within a year, he became Monaco's youngest ever goal scorer. The 2016-17 season was his true breakout moment. Mbappé led Monaco to a Ligue 1 title, their first in 17 years, and scored crucial goals in the UEFA Champions League, where Monaco defeated giants like Manchester City and Borussia Dortmund. The football world was stunned. Here was a teenager dominating Europe's elite with the confidence of a seasoned veteran. His pace terrified defenders, his calm finishing made him look unstoppable, and his maturity was beyond belief. Everyone began to see him as the next global superstar. By 2017, every top club in the world wanted him. Real Madrid pushed hard, but Mbappé made a decision that surprised many. He joined Paris Saint-Germain (PSG) on an initial loan deal that turned into a €180 million permanent transfer, making him the second most expensive footballer in history, only behind Neymar. At PSG, Mbappé's rise continued. Playing alongside Neymar and later Lionel Messi, he became the face of French football. In his very first season, he scored over 20 goals and helped PSG dominate French competitions. But it wasn't just his goals that made him special, it was his attitude. He played every game with a smile, a spark of joy that reminded fans of why they loved football in the first place. Then came 2018, the year that changed everything. Mbappé was just 19 years old when he represented France in the FIFA World Cup in Russia. The young forward became the heart of a team filled with stars like Antoine Griezmann, Paul Pogba, and Raphael Varane. His performances throughout the tournament were breathtaking. Against Argentina, Mbappé's blistering pace and two incredible goals knocked Lionel Messi's team out of the tournament. In the final against Croatia, he scored once again, becoming the second teenager in history after Pelé to score in a World Cup final. France were crowned world champions, and Mbappé became an instant global icon. He was named the best young player of the tournament, and his humble celebration, smiling, kneeling, arms folded, became legendary. The world now knew they were witnessing the rise of a generational talent. After the World Cup, Mbappé's fame skyrocketed. Brands wanted him, fans worshipped him, and every kid wanted to play like him. But despite the fame, he stayed grounded. He once donated his entire World Cup earnings, about $500,000, to a children's charity. When asked why, he said, "We don't need to be paid to represent our country." That single line revealed the depth of his character. Over the next few years, Mbappé dominated French football. He won multiple Ligue 1 titles, French Cups, and was named Ligue 1 Player of the Year several times. He became PSG's all-time top scorer by 2023, breaking records held by Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Edinson Cavani. His partnership with Neymar and Messi was one of the most thrilling trios ever seen in modern football. But even success brings challenges. Mbappé faced criticism for missing a crucial penalty in the Euro 2020 shootout against Switzerland, which knocked France out of the tournament. Many young players might have broken down under the pressure, but Mbappé came back stronger. He apologized publicly, trained harder, and silenced his critics through sheer performance. Then came the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar, another stage, another opportunity for greatness. France once again reached the final, this time against Argentina, led by his PSG teammate, Lionel Messi. The match became one of the greatest in football history. Mbappé scored a hat-trick in the final, the first player to do so since 1966, and still ended up on the losing side after a dramatic penalty shootout. Despite losing, Mbappé walked away as the tournament's Golden Boot winner, with 8 goals. His performance, especially his fearless fight until the end, earned the respect of millions worldwide. At just 24, he had already achieved what most footballers could only dream of. Off the field, Mbappé has become much more than just an athlete. He's a global icon, stylish, articulate, and socially aware. He speaks up on issues like racial equality, education, and youth empowerment. In 2021, he launched the Inspired by Kilometer Foundation, aiming to help children fulfill their dreams, just like he once did. His professionalism and ambition have also drawn comparisons with Cristiano Ronaldo. Like Ronaldo, Mbappé is obsessed with self-improvement. He studies his movements, his diet, his rest, every detail of his performance. He once said, "The greatest players are not just talented, they're obsessed with being better every day." That mindset is what separates him from others. In 2023, Mbappé made headlines again when rumors circulated about his move to Real Madrid. The world waited to see if he would finally join the Spanish Giants, the club he admired as a child. After years of speculation, in 2024, he eventually signed with Real Madrid, fulfilling his childhood dream. The Santiago Bernabéu erupted with excitement as Mbappé stepped onto the pitch wearing the iconic white jersey. At Madrid, he became the new symbol of the club's legacy, a blend of speed, skill, and confidence. The partnership of Mbappé, Vinicius Jr., and Jude Bellingham turned Real Madrid into a modern powerhouse once again. He continued to score goals, break records, and inspire a new generation of players. Today, Kylian Mbappé stands as one of the most influential athletes in the world. He is not just a footballer, he is a role model, a symbol of ambition and perseverance. From a small-town boy in Bondy to lifting the World Cup and leading the most prestigious club in football, his journey is a story of dreams turning into reality. When asked about his ultimate goal, Mbappé once said, "I want to mark the history of football. I want people to say, Kylian Mbappé was here, and he changed the game." And indeed, he has. With his lightning pace, explosive goals, and humble heart, Kylian Mbappé has already secured his place among football's immortals. Yet, what's most inspiring is that his story is still being written, and the world eagerly awaits the next chapter of his extraordinary journey.